Fire away.
So I watched the first two episodes and it's action packed. There's death, there's reincarnation, there's affairs. Like when you read the script, you just think people are going to love this. It's got everything.
It's got, yeah, as the scripts came in, I was like, how are we going to fit this into 1 hour? We're doing so much, but that's what's fun, is that there's a little bit of everything for everyone. So it's been a lot of fun. My character wasn't supposed to be in the series. She just was a guest star for the pilot. And so Lifetime just asked me, will you just do us a favor and do this guest star for the pilot? I was like, sure. And so I just had fun with her and wanted to kind of make her bigger than life, and because I knew it was like just a one thing, like I'll just go and cause some trouble and go home. And then they asked me to be a part of it. So it's been fun to just continue the journey of Wendy that is up to all kinds of trouble all the time.
I was going to say, there's a naughty edge to her. She's quite mischievous. Do you relate to that? Does that a bit of your personality there?
Yeah, I bring a little bit of myself into the character. Yeah. It's fun to get the script and, see what they've presented and then say, okay, how can I make this even more fun and, have Wendy into even more trouble than what's already written. We're not really following the novels too closely. It's like a good blueprint. But I think everyone has really embraced their characters and just brought what they wanted, and what they think is right to that character. And I haven't read them because I didn't want to get anything in my head, as we're following it, but not so closely. So I haven't read them yet, but, I just think that the four of us have embraced the characters that we are and how we relate to each other, and that's kind of how we approach everything.
Well, people are generally either intrigued and fascinated by witchcraft and things and dark arts and that sort of thing, or they think it's hoo-ha. What side of the page were you on that sort of stuff?
I have to learn more about Wiccan and what they practice. I know it's been around for a long time. To me, it makes sense because it's pulling earth elements together and kind of just embracing, I think, the more natural, spiritual stuff. So it makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know that much about it. I haven't gone too much into it, but so it's interesting to bring all that in, and just to bring in even, like there's a scene that we have that's on the beach, and it was like a spell that we're doing, and Julia Ormond, who plays Joanna, my sister, she wanted to bring in this Jewish, a thing that celebrates womanhood, and it's like it's a passage. So it's like it's taking the smoke and putting it over your face, and so we incorporated that into the spell to bring those real kind of those real kind of ways to celebrate parts of your life and going from childhood to womanhood, and incorporating that into this magical world that we've created, I think has just been a lot of fun to do, to really ground it into some real, true religion.
Was it also important to you that the women were feisty and they could kick some ass and they could fight with the men and stuff in that as well?
Yeah, we really wanted to embrace the idea of witchcraft and of witches. It's female empowerment, and it was created to hold women down whenever women were trying to stand up for themselves or fight for themselves. It was created so that they could stop the female movement and burn them at the stake if they, fought against anything. So to sort of embrace that and create 4 strong women that don't need men. We can use them. We can maybe, have fun with them every once in a while, but we don't need them to survive. I've never been interested in doing some, like female character that was decoration on the leading man's arm. That's sent me off into different directions, and not doing the big box office movie that just has the pretty girl on the side, and made me want to end up doing like an interesting independent that had a really strong female character. So the 4 of us really appreciate that we can really examine that and examine that dynamic, and really we all come to the table and we all say, well, no, wait a minute, why would she be doing that? Why wouldn't she be doing this? And keeping all of the women really strong. I think that Wendy always has her true personality, and there's always going to be a little bit of always pushing the envelope with people, always being a little bit rebellious. and really always pushing the female empowerment, So if with all of these lives and all these generations and all the different time periods that doesn't allow women to be strong, she's not gonna bow down to that. She's gonna always fight it. But then she can't fight it too much because then she'll get in trouble by her sister. So there's all this, stuff she has to juggle.
I wanted to know about how the Twin Peaks, the cult fan army that you have, how they respond when you're playing a new character. Can they accept it, or they're saying she's not like her, I prefer her?
As far as I've been able to tell, they really sort of are rooting me on, like, oh, this is a fun new character for you to do, So it seems they seem to be, really supportive and excited about anything that really any of the actors from Twin Peaks go off and do. They have fun watching, seeing what, because there were so many of us, and at first what was interesting is they never wanted to cast us together. Because they were like, we can't cast two Twin Peaks characters together. It's like, there's so many of us. How can you not? So it was frustrating at first. But, now I think it's a fun thing for them to do is to match up some Twin Peaks characters together.
I want to ask how you react when you see in the script that you've got to bear some flesh. Because I've seen episode 1 and 2, we already see a bit of bum. So how do you react to that?
Wendy loses her clothes a lot. It comes with shape-shifting, which has kept me working out the whole time. It's great motivation. Like, and then I thought, actually, there was a couple of episodes, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to get, naked again because this is what's happening in the story. And then, of course, finale, I'm naked again. I'm like, oh, man, I guess I should have, not eaten all of that bad stuff that I ate. But no, it's fun, but it keeps me motivated. Apparently, you're not supposed to show the full butt crack on Lifetime, but it made it through.
Must have been that good. They had to show it. If you had loads of lives, you knew you had, what sort of jobs would you do in the different lives? Have you thought what you would do?
I talked about, having a voodoo shop in New Orleans. I got married a couple times. I got widowed. I got eaten by an alligator. I mean, I think Wendy's always, she's always looking for something that's offbeat and strange and something that's going to entertain her. I mean, I think she has this very free-spirited attitude toward everything. So, she's probably like, oh, I think I want to be a burlesque dancer now. Oh, I think I need to be a professor. I think that she just has a lot of fun with all the different lives.
Would you be the same?
Would I be? Oh, yeah. That's why I'm an actor. I'm constantly stepping into the skin of different characters and challenged, and it keeps it exciting for me. I just don't think that I would survive in a 9-to-5 job, sitting behind a desk. So I definitely get to do that in my real life and with my career.
Just a bit of a flippant question now, because we've seen people getting trapped in paintings. Is there a painting or image you'd like to get trapped in?
Oh. Probably maybe a Picasso. Yeah, that have everything be really weird and abstract and chaotic and vibrant colors. I think that would be a really good time, being trapped in a Picasso or a Monet. Very serene and lovely. Yeah.
Buy some water.
Buy some water, sniffing the flowers. It's time for the witches. We haven't really examined witches that well. They're always this side character in movies and television. They kind of whisk in and whisk out, and they're kind of stereotypical, woman who's scorn kind of thing. And so to just see witches examined and have depth to it, and what would it be like for witches to be just having to blend in and live their lives? When do they use their powers, when they don't, and all the consequences that come with the spells that they do. I think it's a really good examination of a family dynamic, the human condition, all the choices we have to make as women. I think, first of all, Lifetime's willing to stick with us a little bit longer and to really embrace the story and the characters. I think that even though we're having fun with the magic and the drama and being a thriller, we're actually having a lot of fun with it as well. And I think that people really relate to the characters really well. I think the characters are really deep, and everybody can relate to that family dynamic. That, yes, we're witches, but there's an aunt and a mom and two girls that are trying to figure out who they are and what they're supposed to do with their lives, and then you kind of throw this sort of magic cloak on top of the whole story. It just makes it a lot of fun. So I think